I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give
Imagine, behind the glitz of the K-pop world that looks perfect, there is a truth that the public never wanted to know. But now, that secret is starting to be revealed. And the name that is dragged into this storm is not just any name. It is the Golden Magne, who is the pride of Korea and the world. Jungkook BTS. This is not just an ordinary rumor. This is an explosion that can shake the entire foundation of the Korean entertainment industry. In the South Korean entertainment world, everything seems so neat and organized. The magnificent spotlights, the beautiful smiles on the screen, and the stages that are always perfect. But behind all that, there is a reality that is far from ideal. Today, the public was shocked by the leak of an internal document belonging to one of the largest entertainment agencies in Korea, HYBE Corporation. The document allegedly contains sensitive information about Jungkook, the main vocalist of BTS, who has just finished his military service. This leak quickly spread on social media, inviting speculation, excitement, and anxiety among fans and music industry observers. The document does not just contain an ordinary promotional plan. Several sections reveal Jungkook's massive rebranding strategy after his military service. It contains secret agendas regarding image transformation, cross-border cooperation, and a very ambitious global marketing approach. It even mentions that HYBE is planning collaborations with top international artists, including from America and Europe. However, the main concern is not the promotional plan itself, but the tone of the internal communication that seems full of tension. There are sentences such as reorganization of public persona and adjustment of the direction of personal communication, which seem to try to limit Jungkook's room to move as an individual and artist. For many people, Jungkook is more than just a member of BTS. He is a symbol of talent, hard work, and limitless self-expression. He is known as an artist who is authentic, honest in expressing his feelings, and is not afraid to show his personal side to the world. So when the document mentioned filtering social media content and limiting interactions outside of management control, many fans were disappointed, even angry. Hashtags such as #FreeJungkook, #HYBEBoker, and #RespectJK immediately dominated global trending topics. Armies from all over the world are united in one voice, questioning HYBE's decision and demanding transparency. Some are also calling for a boycott of HYBE products until they provide an official clarification. So far, HYBE has chosen to remain silent. There has been no official statement, no defense, not even a denial. Only silence that leaves wide room for speculation to run wild. However, according to several internal reports, the agency has held an emergency meeting and is involving a legal team to investigate the source of the leak. Even more surprising, the document contains a note that some parties within management doubt Jungkook's long-term marketability if he continues to maintain a personal style that does not align with the corporate direction. In that context, Jungkook is no longer a human being with artistic freedom, but a product that must be adjusted for profit. This raises a big debate. Does the K-pop industry still treat its artists as human beings? Or have they become commodities that are completely controlled by the system? And more than that, where does Jungkook stand in this conflict? Did he know the contents of this document before it was spread? Was he also under pressure? Jungkook's last post on social media, a dark photo with an ambiguous caption, suddenly became a topic of interpretation. Many considered it a sign that he was facing something big. But as usual, Jungkook remained calm. He did not comment, an attitude that only increased the public's curiosity. Industry observers began to speak up. They saw this leak as a signal of a paradigm shift in the K-pop world. For years, big agencies have had full control over their artists. But now, with the public becoming more critical and fans becoming more aware, this model of control is starting to be questioned. Jungkook, indirectly, has now become a symbol of resistance against a rigid system. He stands at a crossroads between two worlds, a world that wants to mold him according to the market mold, and a world that values the freedom of expression of a true artist. The question now is no longer just about the contents of the document, but rather, What will Jungkook do after this? Will he bow to pressure? Or will he take a bold step that will open a new path for artist freedom in the K-pop world? If we look at Jungkook's career history, he is not someone who is easily controlled. He has always been himself, even when the whole world is watching. He grew from a shy teenager to a global icon with an irreplaceable uniqueness. So, if he chooses to fight back, it is possible that he will trigger a revolution in this industry. Meanwhile, the pressure on HYBE is growing. They are under the spotlight. They are required to speak, to explain, to be responsible, not only to the public but also to the artists they oversee. Because in an increasingly transparent world, trust is everything. And this leak has shaken the foundation of that trust. In the darkness that envelopes, one thing is starting to become clear. The Korean entertainment world can no longer rely on old patterns. This leaked internal HYBE documentation could be a turning point towards a more open, fair, and humane industry. But this storm shows no signs of abating. After the public was shaken by the leaked internal HYBE documents concerning Jungkook, speculation is now growing wilder, not only targeting the agency, but also touching the power network of the Korean entertainment industry as a whole. The question continues to arise. Is Jungkook merely a victim, or is he actually the linchpin of a much larger power struggle? Unofficial sources are beginning to reveal that the leaked documents were no accident. There are indications that an ideological battle is taking place within HYBE itself, between those who want to maintain the old business model, which turned artists into controlled brands, and those who are pushing for a radical shift toward artists' freedom of expression. And it is in this dichotomy that Jungkook's name has emerged as the center of attention. A figure with immense global power, cross-cultural appeal, and most importantly, the courage to be different. Such a figure could pose a threat to a system accustomed to operating in the shadow of total control. Internal reports say that some executives felt uncomfortable with Jungkook's overly independent nature. His candid social media posts, his direct interactions with fans without a script, and his habit of surprising the public with unexpected works. All of these were deemed off the beaten path. But that's precisely what makes Jungkook so beloved. He's not just a singer. He's a symbol of a new generation that refuses to be silenced. An artist who prefers authenticity over neatly packaged fakery. Now, the public's demand for HYBE to provide an explanation is growing. Armies are not just asking for clarification, they're asking for protection of Jungkook's artistic rights. Some fan communities have even launched international petitions, demanding that the agency give the artist the space he deserves to grow without internal pressure. In response to this pressure, rumors have emerged that Jungkook is considering a major move, either starting his own label, or at least separating his solo activities from HYBE's fully controlled system. This speculation is reinforced by the quiet activity of several creative staff who previously worked with him on Seven and Golden's solo debuts. Is this a sign that Jungkook is setting up his own stage? Industry analysts say that if Jungkook does indeed take a step out of the fully controlled system, it could be a revolutionary moment in K-pop history. This move could spark a new wave, where other artists start to dare to demand full freedom over their work and image. But of course, every big decision has its consequences. Jungkook must be prepared to face internal pressure, legal challenges, and potential character assassination from parties who do not want him to deviate from the path that has been determined. But seeing his calmness in the midst of this storm, many believe he is ready. Meanwhile, HYBE still chooses to remain silent. Several media outlets claim that an official statement is being prepared, but until now there has been no clarity whatsoever. This silent strategy is starting to backfire. The public is no longer patient. They demand honesty. And in this uncertainty, the world is witnessing the birth of a new chapter. A big drama that no screenwriter could have written. Jungkook now stands not only as BTS's magne, he stands as a symbol of a shift in direction, from a cold and closed system to a freer and more humane stage. The next step will determine everything. Will he submit and remain silent? Or will he break the silent wall that has long limited artists behind the glittering screen of K-pop?